Well, today is Transgender Day of Remembrance. It's a day that honors people who have died as a result of anti-trans violence. And later this week, the largest 2S LGBTQ plus health conference in Canada is taking place here in Vancouver. It will include discussions on how to make health systems safer for trans people. Now, the summit is hosted by the Community-Based Research Centre, which strives to advance research and programs and advocate for better health outcomes for the 2S LGBTQ plus community. It is the 20th annual conference, and this year's theme is Vigilance and Vision. And Ali Patarga heard more about it from two people involved with the Community-Based Research Centre.
Hi, my name is Michael Kwag. I am the Executive Director of the Community-Based Research Center. The summit is CBRC's annual event where queer, trans, and two-spirit people and the researchers, health professionals, and allies who support queer health gather from across Canada to share what we've learned and to build capacity. With this year's summit, we're celebrating a really important milestone. It's our 25th year of our operations and 20th annual summit. Many queer, trans, and two-spirit people feel like their status and their safety in this country is actually more precarious now than it has been for years, in large part due to the rise in anti-queer, anti-trans rhetoric that we're seeing online and in various aspects of public discourse. So even 25 years in, we have to stay vigilant. I mean, there's an old saying that you can't fix what you don't measure, and we can't generate solutions unless we understand the problem. And so with this year's summit, as with our previous conferences, we're really bringing together the people who are making a difference in queer health in Canada. Right now, queer people and their loved ones are definitely feeling worried. Certain politicians are using misinformation and bigotry about queer and especially trans people to distract from their failures on other issues. I think it's important to recognize that queer, trans, and two-spirit people are disproportionately impacted by a range of challenges, which are driven by, or at least made worse by, the discrimination and stigma that our communities face. So, we can sort of connect that to what we see in the area of mental health. And as always, we have to have an eye on ways to improve the health system overall. So it, is more responsive to the needs of queer, trans, and two-spirit people.
My name is Jaylene. My pronouns are she, her, Indigenous Two-Spirit Transgender Human Being. I am the research coordinator with the Two-Spirit program with CBRC and keynote speaker for the Summit 2024. As an Indigenous Two-Spirit trans person, but also drag artist, I'm going to be sharing the importance of that visibility. My subject is Vigilance and Vision. The show will go on. And I feel really proud to really stand in my truth today as who I have created, a person that has been able to navigate this journey of self-discovery. And so I'm going to be sharing the importance of showing up, the importance of realizing that there's power in our unity. And we have an opportunity and a responsibility to create environments where people can feel free to be who they are. And so I'll share about my art and how that's steeped in history. I'm going to share about my experience of how I found out who I was and how I show up in the world on many different levels, professionally, socially, and also what are some of the things I think are important for me to leave some impact for those who are looking for their own journey to find out who they are. It's important to invite many different voices to be part of discussions. And for example, for the Community-Based Research Center to have at this summit, to have a real diverse collection of voices, to be part of it, to making sure that we continue to have those conversations that matter, that expand the resources, the accessibility of health services, gender affirming care. Also, just at every step of the way, people should be able to see themselves reflected and have that discussion on why it's important to really expand knowledge, the different ways that we do research, help people tell their stories, figure out how they retain this information, and meet people where they're at so we can help them create a life for them that feels a lot better than a lot of the people that came before us. I want to share the story of just realizing that how you show up in the world is your choice. And I want to really encourage everybody at every level to create spaces that are brave for people to really find out who they are.
And that is Jaylene Tyme, the Community-Based Research Centre's Two-Spirit Coordinator, who, by the way, is going to be competing in the upcoming 5th season of Canada's Drag Race, which airs tomorrow. The CBRC Executive Director, you heard there as well, Michael Kwag. The CBRC Health Summit is taking place November 21st and 22nd at the Coast Cole Harbour Hotel.